Ted is back for an all-new series on Peacock, so today, let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Peacock. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Rude teddy bear Ted lives with 16-year-old John and his family in Massachusetts. Although Ted may not be the best influence on John, he is a loyal buddy who's always there for his best friend. I really enjoyed the first movie, Ted. The second one, I feel like I tried to do a little bit too much. I didn't find it as enjoyable as that first one. And I like Seth MacFarlane as a writer and a director. I love his show Family Guy. And A Million Ways to Die in the West was pretty funny as well. So I was really looking forward to this series getting back to the roots of Ted. And I thought this show was absolutely hilarious. It reminded me a lot of the structure of Family Guy. And that right there was a highlight for me. A lot of the transitions from scene to scene, the music within those certain transition, how Seth MacFarlane really loves jazz music. The transition kind of reminds me of Family Guy, how the story will go from one thing in the beginning and then just makes absolutely no sense at the end. Reminds me a lot of Family Guy as well. So the structure of it is really more laid back compared to the movies, as we do get a really nice understanding of that relationship between John and Ted. In this series, Max Burkholder plays John in the movies. He was played by Mark Wahlberg, and I think Max Burkholder did a fabulous job with the accent that Mark Wahlberg has. Certain mannerisms and the way that he kind of just goes about himself reminded me a lot of Mark Wahlberg.
Wait, was it any one of those names with a Lynn after it?
Yes.
At an earlier age. And we see that relationship is very strong when they are in high school. They are doing typical teenage stuff. They're being introduced to drugs and they talk about sex and all of that. What we got in the Ted movies, but it's really all established within this series. And so see them go through high school and the typical teenage stuff was really hilarious and allowed for that crude humor to come out within the series. And I laughed a lot within it. Reminded me of watching that first movie, Ted, in the theaters the first time, just absolutely laughing nonstop. And in this series, there are a lot of jokes that do land, and you see that typical Seth MacFarlane style come out within this movie, and the jokes are hilarious. The interactions between Ted and John are hilarious, but also the family members that we have within here. We have Scott Grimes, who was also in the Orville show. He is the father of John within the series. There's a lot of minor characters that provide for a lot of humor within here. So as we get a good understanding of the relationship between John and Ted within the series, we also do get a strong understanding of the family. John's cousin also lives with the family. We have his mother and father as well. When you get to the last couple episodes, it was a bit odd as we were trying to add a lot of development to the mother and father and the cousin, and it was a little less focused on Ted and John and them within the series. We have the mother and father who their marriage is kind of being tested throughout. The mother wants to feel like she's accomplishing something. We have the cousin who's not fully understood by the family. So there's a lot of things that happen that honestly I think some people may be put off by. There's a lot of stuff in here that deals with confronting people if they are discriminating others, or if they're being racist, or if when you look at people's sexuality as well. That is all handled within this series, mostly within the last few episodes, and the way that they go about it, it feels like it's trying to deliver this message or have some kind of lesson throughout the series. It's weird because the first few episodes were just laid back comedy with Ted and John, and it didn't feel like it was having certain accomplishments throughout. It was just trying to be something enjoyable and fun. And then you get to the later half of the episodes, there's only 7 of them, The later half of the episodes, they focus a lot on the mother, that she wants to sing and she wanted to be a teacher. The father, he's having problems communicating his issues with his wife. And then the cousin, I feel like she's not having this place within this family. And then it tries to be somewhat emotional for the family and having them confront their emotions and feelings and be able to talk to each other. It's a very different vibe at the end of the series compared to where we were in the beginning. And they tried to throw in some humor, but you honestly feel like the tone really shifts within like episode 5, 6, and 7 when you start to focus really on the family members rather than just Ted and John within the series. And I still like all the characters. I think the mother and father and the cousin, John and Ted, they're all really likable characters, and they all go through changes throughout the series. But from where we were in the beginning, just jokes non-stop and just more laid back scenes. It feels like the end of the series, it feels like it has certain things they want to accomplish with developing the minor characters, and it was very different. And I didn't mind it so much, but I think that some people will not enjoy that as much as I did. So just giving you a warning about the end of the series, and it's very different from where we were in the beginning. But nonetheless, I do think that Ted is absolutely hilarious. I like Seth MacFarlane voicing this rude teddy bear. It definitely does work. And it feels very similar to that very first Ted movie. Not the second one so much. This first one, more laid back, and that's what we got with this movie. If you like a lot of the Family Guy humor, it feels like this series. Max Burkholder did a great job portraying a younger Mark Wahlberg. I like just the humor, the journey throughout the characters. Seeing them as teenagers allowed for that humor to come out, and seeing them in high school, just typical things that they're doing. Seeing Ted just once again was a blast for me because I really liked that first movie. The second one was a little bit of a disappointment, but I think that this one just took a step back and tried to be something more casual, not so much towards the end of the series though. But nonetheless, I do think it was a good series. If you like the first movie and the second one, I would recommend checking this out. If you like Seth MacFarlane in general, I think there'd be a lot to appreciate within this series. So before I give you my score for Ted, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it out here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Ted a B-. Thank you guys for checking out my review for the new Peacock series, Ted. Have you guys seen it by chance? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.